Closing thoughts. Looks bad. Closing thoughts. Game looks bad.
Yeah, looks really bad.
Looks bad.
Voice acting is really bad.
Voice acting is pretty bad. Well, the writing is. The voice actors are good. Game feel is good. Like, it moves like a Mega Man game.
Level design's really bad, though.
Yeah, but I was gonna get to that. Game feels good. I actually think the like dash absorb thing is decent. I think once you get into that flow, it's almost like Sonic the Hedgehog, where you're like, you know, it's not quite Mega Man, but it's got its own feel to it, and that's sort of why I was happy with the beta, is because I was playing that and the game felt good, right? The level design is non-existent. It's just garbage. It's just terrible. The enemy design is just terrible. Enemy placement is terrible. It's all all that stuff is just really bad.
Which completely gives the experience.
Yeah, because like no matter how good the game feels to play, it's just like if your level design is bad, it's not good. You know, it's not going to matter. Let me think. Yeah, the problem is that in Mega Man the combat, your combat and your platforming are combined. They're sort of the same thing, right?
They're not separate.
Yeah, and they sort of flow into each other, and your enemies are part of the platforming. Whereas this, it feels like they put together like environments, and then they populated those with enemies.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel intentional. It doesn't feel cohesive. There's also like a lot of it is not platforming. Like there's not a very much platforming in this game.
It's all dashing, right?
It's dashing, but a lot of it's like waiting for platforms to move. Like the fire level is probably the worst one in the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Like even I would say it's probably less fun to play than the sniper one. The sniper one's really bad.
Yeah.
But at least you're constantly fighting and constantly doing something. Whereas in the fire level, there's especially this stretch where you go across these platforms and you just have to wait for the next platform, and then you dash. Then you wait and you shoot the enemy that's on the other platform, and then you dash.
Uh-huh.
And then you wait for the platform to drop down, and then you dash. And that's not compelling at all. There's no decision making happening. In Mega Man, you come up against these spots where enemies will run at you. I remember, okay, in Snake Man stage, there's this one level where this enemy will run at you and pole vault over you,
mm-hmm.
right? When they get close enough. So the trick is to run underneath them, because a lot of times in Mega Man you'll stop and shoot, but for this one you want to go underneath it. And then they have two of them run from both sides of the screen. Yeah. So they introduce it early on, but there's nothing like that in this. There's no mechanics that build on each other. There's no like really sense of mastery over the level. Like, I don't know, a lot of cheap deaths for not dashing at the right time.
Yeah.
And Mega Man had cheap deaths too. I'm not going to say it didn't. And Mega Man did have a lot of instant kills. But they feel worse in this because it's not fun. Like, they're not fun kills. They're not fun deaths.
Also, unlike in those early days of video games, like they've learned their lesson.
Sure.
You know, I feel like they've learned their lesson.
Well, no, I don't mind that classic gameplay though. I don't mind instant deaths as long as I feel like it feels like an accomplishment. Yeah. Whereas this, it's like I waited for the platform to move, and I got impatient, and I dashed too early, and I died.
Yeah.
Because I was impatient, because I was bored. Whereas in that, it's you're falling down a thing, and you gotta jump, and you gotta jump, and you gotta shoot, and you're gonna like I think it's Airman stage, or it could be Snake Man stage or something. But one of the you're jumping from platform to platform, and stuff's falling apart, and the platforms are shooting up spikes, and there's enemies jumping on you, and you gotta keep track of all these things. And in this, not really. Good parts. The boss battles are okay. Mm-hmm. It depends on the boss battle.
Yeah. The sniper stage, obviously, I think was the worst boss battle.
I thought it was a good boss battle.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was decent. the lead up was bad, but I'm talking about by itself. This game it succeeds when it puts you in a room with enemies, in a blank room with a group of enemies. Like so, normally the rooms that would normally be the worst
are the best.
Are the best because the combat in this game is pretty good, and the weapons are pretty awesome. Actually, I'm gonna say the mighty number. I don't remember if he's 4 or 6 or something, but the machine gun guy, the guy with the machine gun for a head, he's the best boss battle.
Okay.
Because he's got a really classic Mega Man pattern where he jumps and he shoots and you gotta weave between his bullets, and I just love that shit. And he's got probably the best stage because it's a very easy stage.
So you get through it really quick.
But it feels good to move because you're shooting and you run. You're just constantly running and doing stuff. If more of the game was built like that, I could forgive it for not having good platforming. If it was really combat-oriented, I could forgive it for not having good platforming.
Being more like combat-style Mega Man game.
It's when it tells you to wait. It's almost like the problem I have with a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog games, where...
It's worse.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the Sonic game, but... Sonic the Hedgehog, like, you'll go, and then you'll have to stop, and then you have to, like, build up your momentum again. And it's a little bit. Some of these levels are a little bit like that. Some of the levels are better than others. The helicopter guy's stage was a good stage and a good boss battle. Most of the boss battles are decent.
Yeah.
Even the fire guy. Although there is one point where the professor talks over you while he's switching phases, so you can't hear his You can't hear his shout that he does, so you don't know whether he's going to go high or low, unless you're paying attention to the visual cues, which is hard because there's a text bubble over it. And when he phase shifts, this is the same time when he's talking, being talked over. His phase shift makes it so that anytime he touches you, it's a one-hit KO. So basically that turned into me not, like, just getting killed because the stupid professor... Like, I memorized the vocal cues, but the stupid professor wasn't... He was talking over. The last few stages were pretty... I liked them a lot, actually, because they forced you to use all your weapons, because at that point you already have all the weapons.
You can build them around all the weapons.
Yeah, I would have way preferred if the end part was longer. Like, I was starting to have a lot of fun, actually, like, because you're sort of having to figure out what your different weapons do.
Yeah.
Last boss was pretty fun. It's never fun to, like, trek through a level to get to the boss, and I ended up having to do that, and at some point it gets boring because the levels themselves aren't super interesting. Like, okay, in Mega Man Mega Man is a frustrating game.
Yeah.
Because you die a lot, and that's part of the fun.
Play Dark Souls then.
It's different. Mega Man's more focused than Dark Souls, but I don't want to get into that right now. I'm trying to do my final thoughts.
Also, don't forget.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Let me think. But Mega Man, the levels are fun. They're good. They're well designed. They're well thought out, right?
The level design is amazing.
So even though you have to replay the level, it still feels...
It's not a bad thing.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's fun to replay the level. But in this, especially that very last level, it was okay. It was fine the first time through, but it started to get kind of boring. Although I did get a pretty good mastery of it by the end, so it went by quick.
Yeah.
And then everything sort of locked into place, and it felt good. Kind of a weird... I don't know.
It's a weird.
They shouldn't have done they shouldn't have done any co-op stuff. I think that was a big mistake. I doubt the co-op's any fun.
They should
co-op platformers are never ever fun.
They
ever.
Just push them.
Unless you're doing it like, okay, me and Elliot, we played Mario 3D World together, and it was bad, but it was fun.
It's fun, yeah, because you're playing with your
family, right? So it's bad, but it's fun. But I can't imagine wanting to go and play this game multiplayer. That sounds horrible. especially because it's not well designed as a single player experience. So why would it be well designed for
They should have used
multiplayer?
the resources from making the multiplayer and made a better single player.
And let me think. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done voice work. Shouldn't have had cutscenes. The cutscenes are obnoxious.
Yeah.
They don't add anything to it. If there was an actual story, I would love them. But it doesn't feel. It's not. It's just a token story. So why? I don't know why you spent all that money on that.
Yeah.
The fact that the mouths don't move while they're talking is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really tacky. The ending was bad. Like pretty bad. It was just a series of screenshots or of like basically wallpapers. So it would be good wallpapers. I love the character designs in this game. I think they're all really good. I mean, they're just rips of Mega Man, but I think
That's okay. That's kind of what
not
we're
only
going
is that
for.
okay, but like the Robot Masters, I think are an improvement over the Robot Masters in the original. I think the original Robot Masters are kind of boring. I think Beck is a cooler looking, more interesting design than Mega Man even.
I prefer the original one, but I see.
Yeah, but
I see where you're coming from.
when he changes form, it's just like a palette swap, right?
Yeah.
Whereas
that's
with
very
this,
true.
he
actually
physically changes a lot.
I'd say I like the base character better, but that's a really good point.
And I think, can you guys like turn that off, please? Guys, seriously, I'm like recording something.
Yeah,
you
what are
guys
you guys
stop?
doing?
Thanks.
Okay.
What was I saying?
Beck versus Mega Man.
Oh yeah, Beck versus Mega Man. So,
No, I should not be downloading this while you're streaming. I will pause that.
yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think Beck is cool design. I think they're all cool designs. Coming out of this, okay. So leading up to it, I was really excited.
Yeah.
And then my excitement drained, and right up at the point where I was going to play, I was furious, and I was convinced that this was going to be the worst thing I've ever touched.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's that bad anymore. Like after playing through it, it feels okay. I feel okay with it. It obviously wasn't good enough. Like with 4 million, I don't.
It's not a it's not a small loan of $1 million.
It's
Good.
bad. Like that they didn't do enough with it, but I see like a kernel of good there. And what I
Yeah.
would really like is I would like them to take all this criticism to heart. I'd like to see them not give up,
Yeah.
and I'd like them to come back and make a Mighty Number 9 2 and improve on it, because ooh, there I am. Wait, what the fuck? I sent my name in.
That's bizarre.
Okay. No, Mom, I didn't. Yeah, that's what I want. I want a sequel. Obviously, I wouldn't kickstart it, but
God, no. If they make one, you'll try it out.
the original Mega Man wasn't very good. I've tried to play it before. It's not good. It's just not. It's not a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Mega Man 2 is fantastic, and Mega Man 3 is one of the best games ever made. So, I don't know, with the right talent, and maybe they can hire some effects people actually this time, and actually, polish. They've got the base. There were times where the lighting effects kind of made up for the bad models and stuff. Add some more lighting. Just throw some more lighting effects in there.
Yeah.
They've already got all the animations and the models and stuff. Reuse some of the Robot Masters. They did that for 3 or for Mega Man 2. They reused, or no, they did it for 3. They reused the Mega Man 2 Robot Masters for 3. Fuck it, yeah. I'm disappointed, but I'm not. I don't know. It's fine. It was fine. That's my finishing words. And I'm a little pissed off that they don't have me in the fucking credits, but I don't know.
Fucking Minecraft launcher.